Good morning, soul family. This is Crystal Demon Slayer 144. Good morning. It's quick. I think it's still morning here. Anyway, having a good day. Still pretty new to this YouTube thing, so still trying to get comfortable with it and not be so nervous. So want to remind you, if you like what I'm saying and want to hear more of it, please remember to hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons, and it will make it, according to what I hear, it'll make it much more easier to bring this content to you. All right, so today I was thinking about how we at times feel negative or not so much allow, but maintain a negative feeling when we don't have to. And what brought this up? So I was walking my dog this morning, and I happened to see some people that I see regularly walking their dog, and they were like coming towards me, and I have a pretty big dog. At some point, if I haven't already, I'll show you my dog. Anyway, just out of the blue, I thought, oh God, there they are. Oh God, please help me get through this. And then I thought, why am I thinking that? Like, why am I feeling this negative thought? I mean, yeah, they have dogs, and there's every possibility if their dog doesn't like my dog, or my dog, something happens and the dogs could get aggressive or anything, but still, that's not the thing that happens every time I see them. So I'm like, why am I having this negative thought? Like, why am I feeling like this? Anyway, interacted with them. My dog interacted with their dogs. It was fine. And yet I'm like, do I do this on the regular? Like, I may see somebody or a situation may happen, and before I experience the situation, I'm already coming up with a preconceived notion of, oh God, not them, or not this again, or oh God, here they come, or something, this, like, there's no basis for me feeling that way. It's a negative feeling. That feeling isn't benefiting me. So why am I feeling it? And then I thought about it, and I said, there are so many situations where I just start out with a negative feeling. It's just habit. It's just habit. I may see somebody, maybe see something on TV, and just cop a negative feeling. I don't like that. Now, if I don't like something, if I really don't like something, I'm all right with that, because I can immediately figure out why I don't like it, or it just immediately comes to me. Like, our current administration. There's so many things I don't like about how our current government administration does things. And I know why I don't like it, and I don't feel bad not liking it. But just other things. It's kind of like I'm starting to wonder are there certain biases I have that I'm not, like unconscious biases that I have as to why I'm just coming out of the chute not liking something or not liking somebody or not liking the situation. In addition, the reason that bothers me so much is because I'm trying to be more receptive to what life brings. I don't know if anybody ever watches or ever watched the Airbender Avatar cartoon, because as I said before, I love cartoons. And I noticed that even though the Airbender, I think his name is Aang, even though he's got this huge responsibility as the Avatar, I guess the wisest, most powerful person in the land, who the divine force comes through, and he's like this sum of all these lifetimes of all these previous avatars who walked the earth. Anyway, this child is only about 12 years old, and one day he was told, because I guess he was in a monastery, I guess he was told that you're the next avatar. It's like, I guess, like somebody telling somebody, oh, you're the next Dalai Lama. But this is more, this is more like magical and powerful and stuff like that. Anyway, I noticed that as he's going on his journeys, even when he first started out on his physical journey when he left the monastery, he left because they were going to put him in a situation he didn't want to be in. So he was just like, I'm out. And then he rode off on this cute, big old fluffy animal he has. And there was a thunderstorm and he fell into the water and to the sea. And, the story takes off from there. But it was all very innocent. It was very innocent. It was like, he was like, I don't like what's happening to me in the moment. Here's the reason why. And so he chose to do something about it. And then that launched his path. There wasn't any preconceived notions. And I noticed that, in his journeys, just watching as much as the series as I have, there's never preconceived, like, I don't like that, or I'm not going to do that because, there's no negative constructs that are directing him one way or the other. He just accepts life as it comes. Now, always being present. He's always present. His mind is never in the future, is never all in the past. It's like right here. And that's important. That's important. So I'm like, that's how I want to be. I want to accept life as it comes to me, because in my opinion, when I accept life as it comes to me, then I get the most out of life. And I am actually in the present, dealing with reality as it happens, with no preconceived negative emotions or negative perceptions, or I'm not starting out with fear or anything like that. So I said, okay, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. So now I am beginning to be very aware daily of as I said, of what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling. And when you're aware of what you're thinking and feeling as much as possible, you're aware, you can catch the times when an attitude or a perception will come up that just doesn't make sense. And you can question that or be curious. You don't have to spend all day and go, oh my God, like I did this morning. Why am I feeling like that? That's not, I don't understand. The best thing I ended up doing was saying, you know what, I'm going to be curious as to why I'm feeling negative, having negative thoughts or feelings toward, the situation or these people or whatever. When honestly, I can't think of a reason for it. It's just a negative. Now, don't get me wrong. I'll always use me as an example. If I come up not against, but if I meet a person or meet a situation that automatically I get a hit, I get a feeling that negative, and there's no logical reason for me to feel negative or anything like that. But it's like, there's something about this I don't like. Something about this isn't right. And I'm not bothered by that feeling, meaning I'm not like, well, why am I feeling that? I shouldn't be. It's not that. It's like, oh, no. There's something I need to be aware of. That is why I'm getting a negative feeling. Now, that's valid to me. That's valid because our bodies are antennas. In my opinion, we are not our bodies. Like, I'm not Crystal in the sense that that's all I am. I am so much more, and all of us are so much more than our bodies and our personality, who is Joe or Amina or, Juan or whoever. But in order to function and exist in a realistic, productive, positive, beneficial way on this earth, in this 3D dimension, or 3D plane, our body serves as antennas, and they always will alert us truthfully, 100%, of everything we need to know in this dimension. So if you meet somebody or come up against a situation where there's fear, there's allergies again, fear, apprehension, some kind of negative feeling, listen to it. Don't let it, don't be on automatic pilot, because I'm telling you, my goal is to wake people up. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable to be asleep anymore. Woke is a good thing. Okay. Woke is a good thing. And anybody who tells you that being woke is wrong, in my opinion, they either have a hidden agenda, or they are totally oblivious to what they're talking about. That's how I take it. No offense, because I'm going to be woke no matter what. I'm going to be awake in this dancery. I'm telling you, it's the Matrix. It is the Matrix. So being aware of my thoughts and my feelings so that I'm not sidetracked by any negative anything, or even having expectations about how things should be. That's a construct that is actually blocking. It's just like making judgments. When you make judgments, when I make judgments about something, oh, I'm judging this to be that, or this is that, especially if it's negative, then I find that I shut down the potential for me to learn more about it, or to know more about it, to be more well-rounded in it. As soon as I make a judgment about something, that shuts down all communication. Well, this is what this is. I may not know what that is, but, based upon blah, 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 whatever, this is what that is. That's who you are. And I'm not willing to shut down the chance for me to be much more knowledgeable about a situation, which ultimately will benefit me. So that's the reason I'm looking at what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking. Oh, I'm not on autopilot. I am actually actively monitoring what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. Is it negative? Why is it negative? Is this a hit because I'm My antennas are picking up factual information that my conscious mind wouldn't pick up, because my conscious mind is like, well, if I feel like that, there's got to be a reason. You know what I'm saying? But when a judgmental or negative thought comes or feeling comes that doesn't hit like, oh, this is your intuition, this is, your body telling you something, then I'm going to question it. And if I don't come up with an immediate answer, I'm going to let that, I'm going to be curious about it and let it sit in the void until the divine source or time brings that answer to me. Because it is not mine. It's not mine. It's not yours. It's not anybody's natural state to feel negative, to feel anxious, to feel fearful. Our natural state is to be at peace, to be like total at peace. There's no reason not to be. There's just no reason. There's no reason for us to be depressed. There's no reason for us to be, having, I've been diagnosed with major depressive disorder and general anxiety and panic attacks. And that has been unprocessed trauma. And it's been me relying on antidepressants and tranquilizers and things like that finally made me think, because I hate taking pills. It's like, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. And through being aware, and consciously aware of my feelings and my thoughts, and being curious, and making the decision that, again, my base feeling will be peace. It will be peace, because that's how it should be. But when I did that, believe me, I don't need antidepressants anymore. I can't remember last time I took one. I don't need anti-anxiety medicine. I don't need it. Because I am more and more and more operating from the space of peace. More and more. More and more. So, yeah. But in order to do this, though, you have to be present. And that was a hard one for me, because ever since I was little, with my upbringing, I've always wanted to escape. And escapism has been a major generational curse in my family. Generational. When we don't want to do something, when we don't want to experience the reality of what's happening, in that going through it will teach us something and will help us to process whatever this is as to why we're even being faced with this, so that we can get past it and heal whatever needs to be healed based upon the lessons that we learned from it. No, it was like, no, I'm just gonna drink this away, or drug this away, or sex this away, or shop this away, whatever. And that's never, it's an ego response. It's an ego defense, addictions. And so, or they can be. They've been that way, in my experience. And so, and it's never worked. The escapism created a whole nother problem on top of whatever it is that I'm not facing. So I'm like, no, we got to get out of this escapism, and we got to go through whatever this is, whatever life brings us, because here's my belief. Life doesn't bring us anything that we don't need to experience. Even if, say for instance, I'll use relationship again. If we keep getting into relationships and they're the same dysfunctional relationships over and over, and we go through the same problem over and over, that's, God, why is this happening? Why am I? Well, because you need to learn a lesson. There's something within you. It's not them, it's you. Like, I take responsibility. There's something in me that is, first of all, attracting these type of people or these type of situations. And there's something in me that is not allowing me to put in place the proper boundaries so this doesn't happen again. I mean, I know the red flags because, again, as I said before, our bodies, we know, our intuition, we know when something's not right. We know it. But based upon where we are in our emotional, spiritual development, we'll ignore the red flags. And guess what? These, I call them demons, but you could call it ego, or you could, whatever you want to call them. But these demons, they will use your own voice to reason why. Like when you try to start thinking about, I'm tired of being in this situation. I'm tired of over and over. I'm tired of this person always doing this to me. And at times, your own voice will say, this ain't a big deal. It's no big deal. I can deal with it. It's okay. But I love them. Or, it is just the price to pay to deal with what I have to deal with. Your own mind, well, it's not coming from you. It's coming from, I call them the demons. The demons are talking through and using your voice to say, you should stay stuck. Staying stuck is okay. It's okay. It's okay. And so, if you're not motivated to get past that or acknowledge that voice and go, you know what? That voice is saying it. That's my dog snoring. That voice is saying that, but I'm tired of listening to that because there's this incongruency, there's this, like, even though this voice or my voice, or I'm telling myself this is okay, but I'm not feeling that. As this divine oracle, she is a divine oracle who truly, in my opinion, channels God. Her name is Energy. You'll find her on YouTube. She'll tell you, if it don't feel good, it's not God. If it doesn't feel good. So it's like, well, should I listen to my brain or my intellect or whatever, my mind, or what I'm thinking, or should I listen to what I'm feeling? You need to listen to whatever feels good, whatever makes you feel good. Okay? Let it just be that. So that's what I'm doing right now. I am, trying to stay present because, as I said, as a kid all the way up to, maybe a year ago, I've always escaped the present. My mind is always in the future, or is always in the past. It's always in the past. Think about, something will happen, and some thought will be like, it'll lead to, oh, well, this, my father used to do this, or, my mom used to do this, or I remember that time when I had this friend who betrayed me, and it's just because I haven't let it go. I haven't forgiven it, and I haven't let it go. So it just, at times, it'll pop back in my head. And then, we're going down a rabbit hole. And then I'm feeling negative and pissy. And since I'm not conscious, I'm just kind of on the loop, just thinking, thinking unconsciously. That's what we need to stop doing. And that's what the demons, inner and outer, want us to do, is to think, but not consciously. Because if we don't think consciously, we don't catch when these voices are running things and running things in a way that's not beneficial to us, but it's habitual. Okay? So staying stuck in the past and think, oh, there's my timer. Eventually I'll learn how to do this, turn this off without. So, where was I? Okay. So we've got to learn to think consciously, because if we don't, the demons, they take over our thought process and they keep us stuck, and we don't progress. We don't allow the light in our life that heals us on all levels. We don't reach our highest potential. And the main thing they don't want us to do is to find out who we really are. Because once we find out who we really are, they have no control over us. They don't get to eat and feed off of us. They don't get to run our lives, and, they don't get to put us in situations that create so much pain and drama that, they're satiated. They don't get to do that anymore. And that's what I'm here for. That's why I'm here. So, escapism is staying in the past and also staying in the future. Oh, I don't like where I am right now, or so my mind is always in the future. Oh, well, in the future, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to. And here's the thing. Being in the future, daydreaming and dreaming about, I'm going to have this, I want that. That's wonderful, because that is using your imagination to co-create, to put your desires and the things you want in more of a concrete form. So then you can use that as your intention to consciously manifest things with the divine. So that's a good thing, but to constantly stay in the future. So you're not aware of your present. So you're not aware of when you're thinking things you shouldn't think, or, you're so in the future that you're not opening yourself up to spirit, to source, to the highest part of you, that to give you messages and downloads that make your life so much better. This is what you forfeit when you keep your mind in the future. Don't keep your mind in the future. Think about future things. Think about what you want, what you desire. That's fine. See yourself having it, all that. But your main job is to keep your consciousness and your awareness, which is your power. Your consciousness and awareness is your power. To keep it in the present, because where in the present is where all the power is. It's where source is where God is where everything is. Right here. If you have something to learn, or you have something to see that's going to, take you further somewhere else, you're going to miss it all if your mind is in the past, perseverating about or worrying or being mad about something that happened in the past, or in the future, afraid of what might happen. What if, or, I hate this. You gotta measure that out, because your main objective is to be here right now. Be here right now. Okay? So again, if you like what you hear, subscribe, hit that like button, notifications, and we're on this journey together. Until next time.